Hi, I'm Zia, and this is Saxon Wrap Up. Today we're here with Miss Howard, the Behavior Specialist of South Salem. So tell me a little bit about your job here. Like, what do you kind of do?
Basically, I work with students who come in who have discipline issues of sorts, attendance issues. If we have kids who aren't coming to school, try to work with them and figure out why they're not coming to school and what we can do to try to get them to school. A lot of times it's kind of a combination counselor slash advisor slash disciplinarian, and I'm a firm believer that if students know that you care, they care what you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if they realize that you don't just do this because you're trying to be mean to them or hurt them or consequence them all the time, that they're more apt to change their behaviors and start to do the right things or continue to get better at doing the right things. So, yeah.
And do you have like a daily or weekly schedule that you like to follow?
I have weekly meetings that are scheduled, and I try to do those, but a lot of times it's hard to have a schedule because things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a fight or if there's a situation, we have to stop and drop everything we're doing and go, or if a parent comes in and wants to meet with us, we just kind of have to try to make that work. So we try to have a schedule, but it's kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one of those things that, you can stick to and know every single day what's going to happen, which I kind of like because I like to do different things all the time and not do the same thing all the time.
Yeah. So. And you used to work at Judson Middle School.
I did.
What's the difference between working at a high school and a middle school?
Well, interestingly, I was a high school biology teacher, an advanced science teacher, college or pre-college prep, and I did that for 6 years prior to going to Judson. Then I was at Judson for 23 years, science teacher, and was activities director as well. So I had a lot of different hats. So I had high school, middle school, now back in high school. The things I notice is that being at the high school level, I feel like you make deeper connections with kids because you have them for 4 years or you know them for 4 years. The problems or issues are a lot more urgent at high school. Like if kids don't get enough credits, they're not going to graduate, and that's a negative statistic that I want to try to do something about. So I feel like a lot more urgent work needs to be done here at the high school, and I kind of feel like that's why I got called to come here. Like I feel like I was called to come to help out here because there's a lot of kids that need some prodding and guidance and listening and help to try to get through whatever it is they're getting through. So I love that I made that transition because a lot of my former students, you being one of them, I get to see every day now where I wouldn't if I was still at Judson.
Yeah.
So.
And with all the differences, do you have like a preference?
You know what? I think people are people, kids are kids. I love working with people, so I miss a lot of things about middle school, to be perfectly honest, but I also love the things that I get to do here. So it's just a new challenge and a new adventure. Leaving the classroom after 28 years, this gives me some new opportunities to do some things to kind of fill my bucket and give me a fresh view and perspective.
Yeah. So. And what's your favorite part about your job being a behavior specialist?
Oh, gosh, I love it when a plan takes shape and actually happens. So, for example, if I get a student in here who's struggling, doesn't want to be here, and I can find an alternative placement for them like Job Corps or WNEMA or Oregon Youth Challenge Program or online school, some other option, because if they're miserable doing what they're doing, just to find a different place to give them hope and look for a new optimistic future. I love that. And to be honest, I know it's probably the silliest thing, but I love lunch supervision because I get to go out and mess around with kids and just joke around and just kind of have fun for the most part. It's really kind of probably one of the best parts of my day is to get to see students that I don't normally get to see in my office. So.
Well, that's all the questions I have.
Okay.
Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Absolutely.
And I'm Zia, and this has been Saxon Wrap Up.